¿Qué pasó, pinche perro? It's your homeboy Quetzalcoatl. Welcome back to the Fuck Your Life Boxing Show. On today's episode of the Fuck Your Life Boxing Show, we're going to talk about the fight that took place last week between Lucas Mathtysse and Danny Garcia. I know that this post-fight video is late as fuck, but fuck it, like I said before, better late than never. What the hell happened? What the fuck happened? I was completely wrong. Major props to Danny Garcia. Major fucking props to Danny Garcia. Because I did not believe he had any chance in this fight. If you go back, you look at my prediction, I was talking all kind of shit. I was saying Lucas Mathtysse was basically going to bulldoze his ass. I thought Lucas Mathtysse was going to break him down and eventually knock him the fuck out. And that did not go down. Like I told you guys in the Canelo versus Mayweather prediction, I was not able to see this fight live, which really sucked. And it kind of played a part in the way I was seeing the fight or hearing about the fight as it was going down. Because, as I said, I had some other shit to do that day that, I couldn't make a rain check on that motherfucker. I had to do that shit. And where I was at, there was no pay-per-view access to the pay-per-view fight. So my homeboy was texting me updates about what was going on. And so as he's texting me about the Matthysse versus Garcia fight, I'm tripping out. Cause I'm seeing I'm getting a text, I'm sitting down and I'm getting a text and it says round 9, Matthyse's eye is swollen badly. Danny Garcia outboxing him. When I read that, like I told you, my prediction, I thought he was going to get knocked the fuck out. So I'm reading that shit, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? I had put the phone back in my pocket, and I was thinking to myself, but I thought out loud, and that's what I said. I'm like, Matthysse, what the fuck are you doing? And sitting across me was like this older lady. She looked like she was probably like in her 70s and 80s. When she heard me say that, because I said it kind of loud too, she was looking at me like I was fucking crazy. And I looked at her, I didn't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? I respect my elder, so I didn't say nothing to her. Had that been anybody else, I would have been like, man, mind your goddamn business. I got a fucking prediction going wrong over here. I got time for that shit. And so I'm getting more text coming in, and it says, round 11, Matthysse dropped, and I couldn't believe this shit. After that, the only text I got after that was my homeboy just putting SMH, shaking my head. In my mind, I'm seeing my homeboy getting up and just walking away from the motherfucking TV. I'm like, damn, is that bad? Now, when I got home, I was able to watch this fight. Matter of fact, I saw this fight on the Sunday after the fight. And wow, Garcia outboxed Matthysse to a well-deserved victory. Mad props to Danny Garcia. I told you in my video that if somehow, some way Danny ended up winning the fight, I wasn't going to hate on him. I was going to give him his props, and he deserves major credit. He is the man at 140 pounds. The man. That's what this fight was going to determine. And, right now, sky's the limit for him as far as what his next fight could be. As you saw with Lucas Mathtysse, for some reason, he looked sluggish in this fight. When I actually got down to see the fight, he looked real sluggish. Maybe that was Danny Garcia making him look like that, but he just didn't look like the typical Lucas Mathtysse that you're accustomed to seeing. Danny Garcia moved very well in the ring. He showed a somewhat of a granite chin, very tough chin, because Lucas Mathtysse was landing some big shots on him, and Danny Garcia took them very well throughout the entire fight. The swollen eye that Lucas Mathtysse got in the 6th or 7th round, I can't really remember. I mean, that really hurt Matthysse. That hurt his defense, and that hurt his game plan pretty much completely. After that swollen eye, Danny Garcia just started going ham with that left hook. He started landing that left hook at will. And, mad props for Danny Garcia for seeing that, the weakness in Lucas Mathtysse at that time with the swollen eye, and he took full advantage of it. As I stated before, Lucas Mathtysse tried to rally, and he got more aggressive, and he was looking, he was looking decent in that 11th round, but Danny Garcia turned around and dropped his ass. Mathtysse didn't look that hurt, because as soon as he got up, he started coming straight forward, but shit, he was hurt enough to get dropped. And that knockdown was pretty much the icing on the cake for Danny Garcia. Went on to win by decision. Great performance. Right now, Danny Garcia can fight Floyd Mayweather, who just had a big victory over Canelo, and I will be dropping that video in like an hour or two. I'm going to be filming that motherfucker. He could have a fight with Mayweather, which would be the biggest fight of his career, and also a guaranteed big payday. There's a couple of other names at 147. And there's still a whole lot of other names at 140. I mean, you could throw Adrian Broner in the mix, if he's going to stay at 147 or go down to 140. Pretty much Garcia has just solidified a big fight for himself. Mad props to him. I mean, I would even like to see a rematch. Some of the things that made Danny Garcia effective in this fight and were the keys to his victory, I don't know if he would have those same opportunities or if those same things would come about in a rematch. As I stated with the swollen eye, I mean, it's possible that Matthysse could have his eye swollen again in a rematch, but it's unlikely. If there's a rematch and the eye is not swollen, I want to see what kind of game plan Danny Garcia can come up with to outbox Lucas Mathtysse. Not saying that that's not possible, because you just saw that happen last week. But how would he do that without Lucas Mathtysse having a swollen eye? The other thing too is, he was throwing a couple of low blows. I think he was out there training with Abner Mares. Abner Mares does great testicular damage. I think pound for pound, Abner Mares is probably the best testicular power puncher in the game. And I think that Danny Garcia was out there training with him, and Abner Mares gave him all the little subtleties and gave him a great ball shot. I think in a rematch, the referee would probably look out for that a little bit more. But we'll see what happens. I mean, like I said, mad props to Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia did his motherfucking thing. Let me know what you thought of the fight. Shout outs to one of my subs, Don Borracho. He called this fight. He was like, I don't agree with your ass, motherfucker. Danny Garcia will whoop his ass. And Don Borracho was right. Props to you, homie. Let me know what the fuck you thought of the fight. And as always, if you like this shit, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. This is your homeboy Quetzalcoatl, signing the fuck on now.